This is the Anna Gale Lines podcast, where we equip you with the tools and insights to take charge of your life and thrive. And here is your host, life coach and author, Anna Gale Lines.
Welcome to the Anna Gale Lines podcast. I'm your host, Anna Gale Lines, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of mental toughness. Have you ever wondered what separates those who thrive under pressure from those who crumble? Mental toughness isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about thriving in the face of adversity, bouncing back from setbacks, and pushing beyond limits. In this episode, we'll uncover practical strategies to cultivate it. Get ready to unlock inner strength and unleash your full potential. So let's dive in. Mental toughness is a psychological trait that enables individuals to persevere, thrive in the face of challenges, setbacks, and pressure. It involves having a resilient mindset, maintaining focus and determination, and effectively managing stress and emotions. So, what are some reasons we should cultivate mental toughness? One is resilience in adversity. Mental toughness equips you with the ability to bounce back from setbacks, failures, and hardships, ensuring that challenges don't derail your progress and rather serve as a stepping stone to growth. So, you have a goal. You have a goal to write a best selling novel, but you've been rejected by 12 different publishers. Well, you've got a choice. You can give up on your dream of becoming a published author. You can keep sending it to traditional publishers until one says yes. Or you can do what most people do these days, and that's self-publish and take the marketing into your own hands. What are you going to do? Most people give up on their dream. They think that it's never going to happen because they keep encountering setbacks. But nobody promised you a rose garden. Nobody said that life was going to be easy and getting to your dreams was going to be easy. In fact, more likely than not, you're going to encounter setbacks because you don't know what you don't know. You haven't learned everything there is to know about this process. You haven't encountered all the problems in order to be able to make a plan for each and every one of them. What happens if this occurs? What happens if that occurs? What am I going to do? Instead, we need to be resilient. We need to take that failure, learn from it, take that feedback, learn from it, and keep going. If that is really your goal, to become a published author or whatever your goal is, then you need to stick with it, be committed, and find ways to get there even when people say no. It leads to enhanced performance. So with mental toughness, you can maintain focus, determination, and composure even in high pressure situations, leading to improved performance and productivity in various areas of life, whether it's in sports, academics, or the workplace. Let's say you have this project that's due, and it's a very big project. It's a event for thousands of people, and you're in charge of this event. So you need to get the caterers, you need to get the entertainment, you need to set up the tables, you need to get all the place settings, you need to get the invitations to the guests, you need to coordinate all the RSVPs and make sure that you have enough food for each of these people and enough drinks. And then at the last moment, your venue cancels on you. They have a fire, they have something that happens, they have a flood. It's unexpected and you weren't expecting it and you don't know what to do. So you're under pressure. So if you allow that to crumble you, you're going to be paralyzed to do anything. But instead, you need to get your team together and come up with solutions to fix this problem. And if you stay calm and you stay focused and determined to get to that outcome, you are going to have a better result than if you had that original venue. But most people, they don't do that. Most people are like, well, we just got to cancel everything because venue canceled on us. But there's always got to be a backup plan. There's always got to be some kind of solution. Where there's a will, there's a way. And then it leads to the achievement of goals. Mental toughness enables us to persevere through obstacles and setbacks, empowering us to stay committed to our goals and pursue them with unwavering determination until they are accomplished. Which means that we set a goal and we do what it takes to go after that goal. Whether there's setbacks, whether there's obstacles, we've got a plan. We know what we're going to do in that eventual situation. We know that there's going to be setbacks, and we are determined to move through them, determined to go over those hurdles, whether that means we are going to enlist experts, whether that is we're going to go to classes and we're going to study on the internet and enroll in online webinars to figure out how to overcome those obstacles, but we are going to overcome them and we are going to achieve our goals because we are determined that this is what's going to happen in our lives. And then mental toughness also leads to effective stress management. By developing mental toughness, we learn to manage our stress more effectively. We minimize its negative impact on our physical and mental well-being, and we enhance our ability to cope with demanding situations. I find that when people have a goal, when they have something that they're trying to achieve, they don't let stress prevent them from doing it. They instead go after that goal. They make sure that they're going to get to that goal. They've got a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way to Z and beyond. And they know that they are going to get there. They have faith that they're going to get there. They believe in themselves. But when we don't believe in ourselves and we question our ability and we allow the obstacles to overwhelm us, that's when we become stressed out. We become stressed when we dwell on what is going on and when we dwell on the problems rather than the solutions. But we need to focus on the solutions because that's the only way that we're going to get to our goals. That's the only way we're going to overcome those obstacles. And it leads to improved emotional regulation because mental toughness fosters emotional resilience, allowing us to maintain a balanced and positive mindset, even in the face of adversities, which leads us to greater overall emotional well-being and stability. That does not mean that we don't acknowledge that there's a problem. That does not mean that we don't see the problem. We see the problems, but we come up with solutions in order to fix the problem. Because it does not do you any good to complain about the problem, to dwell on the problem. What you need to put your emotional and mental abilities into is fixing the problem, brainstorming ideas, going to experts, learning how they did it. And maybe they see things that you don't see. Or going to webinars and researching the internet to figure out what to do about that situation. But too many times we stay stuck because we are dwelling on that problem and we are allowing our emotions to rule us instead of looking at it logically and looking at it from the perspective of where we want to be instead of where we are now. So if you want to be the CEO of your own company, look back at that problem as the CEO of your company. What would you do then? If you were CEO, what would you do? Would you enlist help? Would you hire somebody to fix it? What would you do? You got to think of it from that perspective instead of where you are right now. Because right now, you are allowing emotions to get in the way. You are allowing yourself to think that you're not good enough and that you're not enough to do this when you are enough and you can do this. You just got to believe in yourself and allow yourself to see this from a different perspective. And then it also enhances our leadership skills. As a mentally tough individual, you can inspire and motivate others through your resilience, determination, and positive attitude. It makes you a more effective leader and role model in various personal and professional situations. Too many times we go to the extreme. So we are following all the rules, we're setting down consequences, and we're not looking at what it is that people are going through. So we've got to have that balance. Yes, we got to be mentally tough. Yes, we can't allow what's going on to affect us emotionally and mentally, but we also need to have empathy, and we need to make sure that we're balancing the two. Because just because you're being mentally tough does not mean you're not human and that you can't see what other people are going through. That makes you a more effective leader when you've got mental toughness, but you've also got empathy. Mental toughness leads to more self-confidence and more self-belief, empowering us to tackle the challenges with courage and conviction and to believe in our abilities to overcome obstacles and achieve success. The problem is that most of us, especially us who are trying to start a business or trying new things in life, we don't always believe in ourselves and our abilities. People start making comments in the comment section that we're no good at this and we couldn't help people with anything because we're just telling them the same old that everybody else is telling them. Or they pick on your appearance. The thing is that haters are going to hate, and we need to believe in us. We need to be our biggest champions and believe in our abilities and our skills and our goals and our dreams. Nobody else is going to believe in you the way you believe in you. And your goals and dreams are not going to happen if you don't believe in yourself. And it leads to increased adaptability. With mental toughness, we become more adaptable and flexible in the face of change, allowing ourselves to navigate certain situations with confidence and resilience and to thrive in dynamic environments. It means that we have the flexibility that if this was the plan in order to get to our goal and we see that there's a different way or we get some twists and turns in the way in the road, we can become adaptable to those twists and turns and figure out another way of getting to our goals. But people who are not mentally tough, they're not as adaptable. And they see this was the road, this was the plan, and I now got an obstacle and I can't get there through this road. It's like traffic. So you're trying to get to work and there's an accident on the freeway. So you've got to take a different route. That's all it is. You have to be adaptable and take a different route to your goal. Mental toughness enhances our ability to think clearly and make sound decisions under pressure, enabling us to remain calm and focused when faced with difficult choices and complex situations. So it helps us make different decisions. It helps us to make better decisions because we're taking emotion out of the equation. What would you do if you had no emotions? What if you were making this decision and your emotions were shut off? How would you proceed? We need to think about things logically. Take emotion out of the equation. What is the appropriate thing to do in this situation? So we need to make sure that we are taking the emotion out of this decision and then making our decisions. It gives us overall well-being and happiness. Cultivating mental toughness not only equips us with the skills to overcome adversity and achieve our goals, but it also fosters resilience, optimism, and inner strength, leading us to a more fulfilling and satisfying life overall. What are 10 characteristics commonly associated with people with mental toughness. One is resilience. Another is perseverance, determination, focus, emotional control, adaptability, optimism, confidence, self-discipline, and mental agility, which is the ability to think quickly, problem solve effectively, and make sound decisions under pressure. So what are some small habits that will help us become more mentally strong? Some of these are going to sound simple, and they're not going to seem like they're cultivating mental toughness, but they are. One is very simple and something we should be doing every day: making our bed. You're probably already doing this, but it gets your morning off to a great start. The state of your bed is the state of your head. So we need to be getting up and taking those few minutes to make our bed every day, because we spend a lot of time in our beds sleeping. And once that is in order, our days will be better. It makes you feel better that you've accomplished something in your day. And it starts you out on a good foot. And you gain momentum. So you do all these small things that are going to add up in your day to the bigger things. And it's really simple. Just take a few moments and make your bed. Because research shows that people who make their bed daily are overall happier with their lives and more productive, and have a stronger sense of pride and accomplishment in their day for all the tasks they do. That one little task, that one little habit helps you finish more of your projects. And then say nice things to yourself daily. This is where a lot of us get into trouble, because we've got all these negative thoughts going through our head. We have a setback and we call ourselves a loser, or we call ourselves an idiot because we made a mistake, when that is not the type of thing you should be saying to yourself. Because what we think manifests in our lives. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What we believe we can achieve, and what we believe is going to happen in our lives. So we have to make sure that we are believing good about ourselves. We have to make sure that our thoughts are good about ourselves. We need to make a commitment to cut down on the negative self-talk, because that is going to happen in our lives. If you're stuck in your life, examine your thinking, examine your mindset, because a lot of times that's what is causing the problem. You don't believe in yourself, so you don't go after your dreams. You don't believe in yourself, so you don't you don't get out of your comfort zone. You don't believe in yourself, so even if you're going after your dreams, they're not going anywhere, because you are not putting in the effort to get towards them. You get a setback and you decide, that's it, I'm not going after this goal anymore. When if you would just believe in yourself and believe in your abilities and your skills and come up with solutions instead of dwelling on the problem, then you would get further and you would get towards that goal. Because small steps, we take small steps, and that leads to the bigger steps, and it gains us momentum until one day we've achieved our goal. Yes, it takes believing in yourself and saying nice things to yourself every day. Even if that's just taking a few minutes in the morning to look in the mirror and say 5 nice things to yourself. A lot of times we don't like the way we look. So say nice things about the way you look. Find something nice to say about yourself every day. Because the more we dwell on what is wrong with us, the more that's going to be magnified in our minds. So we need to change that thinking, change that mindset, and believe in ourselves and believe in our abilities to get to our goals. And then we need to write down something great each day. This is keeping a gratitude journal, or we could write them down on Post-its and put them into a box or a jar. Whatever helps you. But we need to be grateful. We can't just dwell on what is wrong in our lives. We have to find the positive. smell the roses. Maybe that small thing is that you were able to drink a Coke today. Maybe that small thing is that somebody sent you flowers. Maybe that small thing is that you wrote 500 words on your novel. Maybe the small thing is that you got up this morning, that you're healthy, that you got a roof over your head, money in the bank, food to eat, the clothes to wear. There are a lot of people who don't have a lot of things that you have, but we take them for granted. And we need to focus on what is good in our lives. We need to focus on what we do have instead of what we don't have. And we need to write down positive aspects of every challenge. So you've got a challenge. You've got that huddle, that setback that happened. Let's take you writing your novel and wanting to be a best-selling published author. You've got 12 rejections. What is the positive out of those 12 rejections? What that means is that those were the 12 wrong addresses for your manuscript. You haven't found the tribe yet for your manuscript. You don't want your manuscript, your book, being published by somebody who is not going to believe in it like you believe in it. So the fact that those no's are in place means that you're closer to finding your tribe, closer to finding the publisher who is going to believe in your book. And that could also mean that you could take it into your own hands because you believe in it more than anybody else believes in it. And you could put it on the internet. You could sell it on the internet, create your own tribe, market it yourself, and do some creative things with it, like maybe doing a web series. But we've got to look at every obstacle as having a silver lining in it. We need to find the positive in every setback. And we need to practice mindful happiness while commuting. Mindfulness is about being in the moment. To get comfortable with being happy, practicing being mindfully happy. So, what makes you happy? It could be small things, like stopping at Starbucks and getting your favorite drink. That could make you happy. For me, it is listening to music. It's listening to my playlist. It's listening to people like Richard Marx and Rick Springfield. It is listening to my favorite songs and songs that lift me up and help me to believe in myself. But we need to do those small things that make us happy every day. Those small treats that bring us joy. Because when we do that, then we have a better outlook on the day. We have a better outlook, a better perspective on our problems. And we are more able to come up with solutions. And we also need to practice being our own best friend. Because people are going to fail you. That's the simple truth in life. They've got their own things. They've got their own thing. They've got their own challenges they're going through. They may be sick. They may be having a crisis with their family. They may be going through a divorce. But we've got to be our own cheerleader. We can't wait for people to believe in us and to cheer us on. We have to encourage ourselves. And that may look like going over your victories and rehearsing them. What have you done right in your life? What things have you accomplished? What are those goals that you've accomplished? What are those things that you got out of your comfort zone, you tried something new and you succeeded at? Or what are those things that you failed at, but at least you got out of your comfort zone to do them? But we need to be our own best friend. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to cheer ourselves on. And we need to be our own cheerleaders. Because nobody is going to be there for you 100% of the time. Nobody is going to believe in you 100% of the time. But you need to believe in you. And then we need to practice saying no without explanation. This is boundaries. So people ask us to do things. People ask us to give them free stuff in our business. They want us to write for free. They want us to give them a haircut for free, whatever our business is or whatever our talents are. And if we're in business, we need to be saying no to that. They need to respect us enough as a business owner that they are not going to ask us for free stuff. But a lot of times we think that we have to have this long explanation why we're saying no, why we're saying no to going to the movies with this person, why we're saying no to going to on that vacation with that person, why we are saying no to going out to dinner with this person, why we're saying no to giving people free things. We do not have to give an explanation for why we're saying no. No is a complete sentence. End of story. Press you for it. You just tell them you have personal reasons for not wanting to go. You have other engagements. Or you committed your time elsewhere. And then we need to practice 20 minutes of self-care daily. That could be as simple as, watching a television show that you want to watch. Or reading a book that you wanted to read. Or listening to music that you want to listen to, away from everybody else. But you need that time to yourself, because we have a lot of people who are vying for our attention. And we need to be alone to be able to recharge and assess what's going on in our lives and be able to be better for the people in our lives. But if we don't have that alone time, if we don't have that self-care time every day, then we are going to be running on empty. And that self-care could look like doing an activity, hobby that you've always wanted to do, or that you don't get to do because your family comes first, or your job comes first, or the people in your life come first. And you never get any time to yourself. 20 minutes is not a lot of time. Maybe that 20 minutes comes when the kids are asleep. Maybe that 20 minutes comes before everybody wakes up in the morning. Maybe that 20 minutes comes at lunch, at your work. Make sure that you are reading something inspirational every day. Like every morning on the weekday mornings, I get up and I read scripture, and I also listen to a 5-minute motivational mentoring moment from Darren Hardy, who used to be the editor of Success Magazine. And he's always got some kind of actionable step you can take towards getting to a better life. And I do this every morning, and it makes me question things, and it challenges me to do better in my life. And visualize your goals every day for 10 minutes. What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to be in 10 years? Make sure that you are visualizing your goals. You see the path to that goal. You see yourself doing that goal. Because if you can't see yourself doing it, and if you don't believe in yourself, you're never going to achieve it. As we conclude this journey into the realm of mental toughness, remember, it's not just a trait possessed by a select few. It's a skill that can be developed and honed over time. I hope this episode has empowered you with valuable insights and practical tools to strengthen your mental resilience. Remember, challenges are not roadblocks, but rather opportunities for growth. So embrace them, push through the discomfort, and watch yourself emerge stronger on the other side. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more empowering content. And make sure you leave a comment in the comment section on what challenges you're going through right now and how you're overcoming them. Stay resilient, stay determined, and keep pushing your boundaries. You've got this. I believe in you. Until next time.
If you would like to learn more about Anna Gail or to purchase her fiction and nonfiction books, go to AnnaGailLines.com. That is ANNAGAILLINES.com. AGAILLYNES.com. Right now, you can buy 3 ebooks and get the 4th one free. There you can sign up for the newsletter to keep up to date on what is happening in the world of the Anna Gale Lines podcast and her science fiction podcast, The Space-Tastic Mysteries, where you can hear installments of her novels. To follow her on social media, it is Anna Gale Lines on Twitter, Lady Anna Gale on TikTok, Anna Gale Lines Artist on Instagram, at the Anna Gale Lines Podcast on YouTube. You can join the Facebook page at Author Anna Gale. Thank you for listening and thank you for being you.